start with the call to order and the approval of the minutes of November 23rd, 2021, and January 11th, 2022. All members are present. One member is participating remotely. At 6:31, we'll have the approval not required request for 28 and 48 Hillside Drive, David and Sarah LaFrance. After that, we'll have a vote to choose a Betterment Committee representative from the Planning Board. Following that, we'll have the Town Planner update, then old and new business, and adjourn. Has everyone had an opportunity to review the minutes of November 23rd?
Yes.
Any discussion, any questions, comments, changes? If not, we have a motion to accept as submitted.
So moved.
Second. Okay, any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No one. Very
Oh,
good.
wait, Dane.
Oh, sorry.
In favor.
Dane, how do you vote on the minutes?
Aye.
Oh, we can't hear him.
I heard something.
I hear him in the other
Just hear him
room.
a little bit.
coming from that room.
Is it because of that?
You guys can't
Hold
hear
on,
me
Dane,
now?
technical difficulties. Get Bruce.
Now, do we need to roll call here because we're remote with that?
No, Dane's the only one joining us remotely.
You're not hearing, oh, his microphone?
He's the one that remoted in. Do I need to turn up my speaker?
Do you have that speaker that you usually set up for incoming?
No, we're not using the call. He's
Full-
through
but-
GoToMeeting.
24%, put that up.
Try this one. Dane, can you say something now?
Hi. Can you guys hear me?
Oh, he's coming only out of there.
Do you want me to dial into a phone number? Is that easier?
I think we can hear you now.
We'll just leave the door open and we'll blast your speaker. How's that?
Help, I'm trapped in the other room.
Okay, so how do you vote on the minutes of November 23rd?
Approved.
Next, we have the minutes of January 11th, 2022. Any comments, questions, changes? If not, can we have a motion to approve as submitted?
So moved.
Second, Mike. Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye.
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 Thank you.
Very good, thank you.
And I'll abstain, I wasn't there.
Oh, that's right. Very good.
Oh.
Okay, Gene, I think we have the A and R request.
Yep, we do. How do I minimize Dane? Nope.
It's impossible to minimize Dan.
Mwahaha.
Oh, forget it. We'll just do it this way. We don't want to throw him out of the meeting. All right, so, well, we have growing pains with the new technology, so bear with us. So there's an A&R that's been submitted for Sarah and David LaFrance, and this is for property located at 28 and 48 Hillside Drive. And you can see this small parcel here where my cursor is. Their driveway is actually on that land now, so they are acquiring it from the new owner. And that, right now, is connected to this larger remaining land. So this will be transferred to LaFrance and will become an integral part of their land here. And since the plan meets the requirements, I would recommend that the board endorse the plan as submitted.
Okay, great. Any questions or comments on that from anyone? Doc, we have a motion then to endorse the plan as requested.
So moved.
Second.
Second. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great,
Okay.
very good. Okay, next we have the highlight of the evening, the vote to choose a Betterment Committee representative.
Yes, so unfortunately, I didn't realize that, I knew Russell Chamberlain was our rep, but didn't think about it when he resigned. So it was only when I was doing the annual report that I realized we needed to select somebody to serve in this capacity. The Betterment Committee meets during the day, and it reviews the requests that are related to public safety, recreation, and beautification of the town. And this comes from our hotel motel tax, with 16.25% of the portion that comes to the town, going to the Sturbridge Tourist Association, and 16.25% going to the Betterment Committee. So generally, it's a once-a-year function. You meet during budget time, you review the requests that have come in, and then you ultimately vote the recommendations that will go to town meeting for approval. So there is a meeting on Thursday. I do believe that whomever volunteers or is selected this evening, if no one volunteers, we will pick somebody, needs to be appointed by the town administrator through the Board of Selectmen, but Janae will follow up with that tomorrow and see if this person can attend the meeting on Thursday. Because normally they hear the presentations, and then there's a second meeting where they actually vote on the requests. So Janae will let whomever know. And the meeting Thursday is at 10 a.m. So it's not a heavy lift, a couple times.
Okay, do we have any volunteers?
I'll volunteer.
Okay.
All right, so we should take a vote to,
Want to make a motion then to appoint Sue as the representative to the Betterment Committee?
I move that we
Second.
appoint Sue.
Second.
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor? Very good.
Can't raise our hands fast enough.
did we lose Dane?
Okay, yeah.
Dane votes aye.
Thank you, Sue.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, who seconded?
Chris. All right, and then
Town planner update or?
town planner update. So I do not have the information on the marijuana discussion that I wanted to have, and it looks like we will not be able to do that in time for town meeting. So I did receive a little bit of correspondence from Nicole from KP Law today, so I'll still bring that forward so we can have a discussion, but it won't, even if the board wanted to move it forward, it wouldn't be ready for the annual town meeting because the deadline for zoning changes is April 15th, and we have to go through the process of you would have to review, go to the Board of Selectmen, come back to us, so just not time, so. But I'll at least fill you in on my thought process on that.
Good.
And then update on Community One Stop for Growth Expression of Interest. So I had sent all of you my report that I sent to the Board of Selectmen, my annual report, and in there I had an update on a lot of the projects, and one of them was Noble Energy. So as you could tell from that report, the traffic mitigation is going to be in excess of $1.5 million for that project. Because what happened during the process of the town filing comments with MIPA, expressing our concerns about the road safety audit that was done on Route 20 and the lack of Mass DOT making those improvements, they decided that there should be a cost-sharing agreement between the two warehouses that were being built in Charlton and our applicant. So the share was Amazon paying around $185,000. The other unnamed warehouse was around $160,000, which I think is pretty unfair, and Noble's portion was $185,000. So it was pretty much the straw that broke the camel's back financially. It wasn't figured into any of the pro formas that went in for financing, and it really potentially put the project in jeopardy. So I reached out to Representative Smola and to other state agencies to see if there was anything that we could do, any funding sources we could apply for. And they said the state is very excited about this project, especially mainly the EV Discovery Center. It would be the first in the state, and they thought it was a really good educational opportunity for many in the region. So they encouraged me to apply for MassWorks infrastructure improvement funds, and they encouraged me to apply for the entire amount. So this week I submitted an expression of interest, or last week actually, for a little over $1.5 million, and that would be for the traffic signal and lane improvements in front of Noble, and then the requirements through MIPA, which was to study and design a new intersection for the Picker Road intersection and a new one for the Fisk Hill Road intersection. And so we'll see where that goes. In addition to the Noble project, I submitted for the paving for the parking lot at 501 Main Street, which they already said they don't really care for parking lot projects, but I put it in anyway. I could submit up to 5 just for them to review and give me feedback. I also, this year, in my budget, requested funding to update our master plan because it is starting to get dated. We've accomplished a lot of the goals. So I was eligible to apply for up to $75,000 through the Community One Stop as well, so I submitted that. and we'll see what happens. And then also, Robin, our facilities coordinator, wanted to submit for design money for the architectural plans for the senior center and design plans for a new HVAC system and ADA upgrades for the Joshua Hyde Public Library. So I'm not sure when we'll get any feedback back. They were very excited about the Noble project, very excited about the master plan, surprisingly. And the others, they were kind of lukewarm about it. So what happens now is their team will review it. We will get feedback explaining what funding programs, if any, we may be eligible to apply for. The grant deadline will be sometime in May or the beginning of June, so then I'll work to file that grant application, and then we won't know anything until October or November of this coming year. So I've been in close communication with Noble, and while it's less than ideal, he knows he needs to just make a commitment to the project and hope that we get at least some funding towards the infrastructure improvements. But I'm a little frustrated with how it went. He was originally told that, well, this is what your town planner wants. She pushed really hard for this, so you have to do this. And so the state rep had a meeting with Mass DOT and found out that wasn't exactly how it was stated. But regardless, I actually reached out to the town of Charlton. I had a meeting with the Amazon developer and the other developer and the Charlton town manager, trying to get some kind of concession, just saying, you know, as a good neighbor, would you be willing to contribute more? And I didn't think they would, and they didn't, but I had to ask. They did reach out to Michael Frisbee, and they had a meeting with him, and at the end of the day said that they felt that the town of Sturbridge was very harsh on them, in that they felt they were paying their fair share. And so my response is, well, 65% of their traffic is coming through our town to get on the highway, so we are bearing the impact. And they just kept saying, well, you're getting our benefit too, which, you know, that remains to be seen, because I also think it could do bad things to our workforce, because I think they'll be fighting for the same pool of employees, where a lot of our service industries already cannot get enough staff. So time will tell. Hopefully we're successful with the grant. I would hate to see, you know, a really good project on this blighted property that had underground storage tanks that had to be removed, that has been, you know, in serious disrepair for many, many years, go by the wayside, because it was, to me, it was like throw the baby out with the bathwater. So, you know, so I tried to do what I felt was the most appropriate for the town in attending all the hearings and, you know, voicing kind of concerns. And unfortunately, Noble's bearing the brunt of that. So I'm doing my best to try to work with him. And we're also working on hopefully a tax increment financing agreement. But we're not sure how that will work out, because a good portion of the EV building will be nonprofit. So that remains to be seen as well. We're working with the assessors right now and his tax attorneys and lawyers to see if there's anything we can do there. So we're trying to do our best on that one.
Oh, certainly, yeah, it is an unfortunate situation, but you certainly are doing quite a bit. We really appreciate that, Jane.
Thank you.
Quite a bit.
All right. And the next thing is the Recreational Trails Master Plan update. We created a Recreational Trails Plan in 2012, and luckily it's not just sitting on a shelf. We're actually actively implementing it, so it was time for an update. So we're working with the Conway School of Design to update that plan, and we will have a virtual meeting next Wednesday at 6:30, and I sent you all the invitations. So please, if you have time, hop on. Love to hear input from everyone. I already talked about the marijuana. The next meeting dates, we actually have a conflict. Actually, now we probably don't, because they opened up that room, but I've already let people know that we weren't having a meeting on the 22nd, so I don't expect anything to come in. If anything comes in, like an A&R that we need to take care of, I'll let you know. But otherwise, I think our next meeting will be March 8th. And I don't have anything yet on the annual Citizen Planner Training Collaborative Conference. It hasn't been held in person in a couple of years. I'm not sure if it will be, but I will let you know. And if it is, I'd encourage anybody to attend that's available to. And then finally, we have Michael Placella is going to open an Italian specialty foods business at 538 Main Street, and that's the retail space that's under the Stonewall Grill. So they'll be taking about half of that space, and will be New England Italian specialty foods ranging from dried pastas, fresh-made frozen pasta, as well as olives, a variety of cheeses, Sicilian pastries, olive oils, vinegars, tomato products, and Italian ceramics. So he is hoping to open sometime in April or May, and will be open Wednesday through Saturday from 12 to 6. So we welcome him aboard
Sounds great.
into
Very
town. And that is all I have.
Okay, very good. Well, thank you, Jean. So the next item is old or new business. We'll start with Dane, since he's on here.
I don't have any old or new business.
Hey, thank you, Dane. Jeff?
Nothing.
Hey, Molly? Sue?
I'm just curious as to an update on the Jimmy D
Oh, sure.
property.
Yeah.
The Wicked Licks, the Santander.
Yep. Okay, so I'll start with the easy one, Wicked Licks. As you know, was unable to get a contractor, and she now has a contractor. They have pulled a building permit, and hopefully she'll be open before warm weather.
Did he say he can't hear us, or what?
I don't know. Bruce, can you hear us?
Yeah, I mean, I was asking if you could hear that feedback.
Who's in that?
Oh, yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So that's the update on Wicked Licks. Jimmy D's, nothing new since the applicant came and met with the board. It's my understanding that her lease is up in February. I'm not sure if she plans to renew her lease, if for some reason she's just not going forward. I haven't heard any more from her. The former Friendlies, Gitos, they are working in there. They, as you know, expect to take about a year to get that up and running. Some of it's the amount of work and some of it's supply chain issues, just like everybody's having. And I'm sorry, what was the last one?
Santander.
Oh, Santander. Nothing new yet. We've had a few inquiries, one for a marijuana shop, which it's not zoned for that, and there was an auto parts, and that's not, it's in the commercial tourist zone, so they're more appropriate located in commercial, and I think they are working with the owners of the Shaw's Plaza to go next to Planet Fitness now. And that's about all I have on that one so far. A lot of, kind of calls that you never hear anymore from after a while, so.
Daycare.
Yes, yes, yes. I did speak to the woman that runs the educational center, and I guess she had looked at it as well. I think the biggest issue with that property is, it's kind of almost like a through road coming from the cafe and, the other two businesses there, and the road is like right in front of the former bank, and it goes into Waterworks Drive and then into the old Sturbridge Village Lodges, so it's a little bit challenging. There's not as much parking there as some of the users may need. I mean, I think it was very well suited to a bank, but I think, a reuse is a little challenging. It's in the riverfront area, so, the lot is actually bigger than the pavement, but it's in the riverfront area. So that wooded area, there's probably not a lot that can happen with that. So hopefully the right use will come along soon.
Hey, have you heard of any businesses leaving town
No,
or planning to leave town?
luckily, no.
All right,
Very good.
thank you.
All set, thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Mike?
Thanks, Charlie.
I'm all set.
Chris? I have no new or old business.
Okay.
Motion to adjourn then? So moved.